The Netherlands is world-renowned for its engineering feats, land reclaimed from the sea, iconic canals, and massive sea defenses. But not every project is a triumph. Behind the success stories are costly missteps, grand visions that became financial sinkholes, and structures that stand empty, monuments to miscalculation. These are the white elephants of the Netherlands, awkward exceptions in a nation famed for getting it right. I set out to explore these follies, to understand how a country so skilled at building sometimes gets it spectacularly wrong. Let's peel back the layers and find the human stories behind these ambitious, unnecessary, and often unwanted projects. Beneath the Johan Cruyff Arena in Amsterdam lies P1, a vast multi-million euro parking garage, an underground cathedral of concrete and silence. Built for crowds that never came, it's a pristine, echoing space, more art installation than car park. The polished floors and perfect lines seem almost untouched by tires or footsteps, as if waiting for a purpose that never arrived. The planners assumed a big stadium needed big parking, but Amsterdam is a city of bikes, trams, and trains. Here, the rhythm of daily life is set by pedals and rails, not engines. Public transport here is so efficient that driving and paying for parking makes little sense. Most people glide past the garage, barely noticing its existence beneath their wheels. The result? A monument to outdated car-centric thinking, frozen in time beneath the city's modern pulse. I spoke to a parking attendant, whose days pass in the company of empty spaces and echoing footsteps. He shrugged. "It's always like this, except for a few big events. It's empty." His words echo in the vastness, a quiet testament to the garage's solitude. Millions were spent on a solution to a problem that barely exists, a grand gesture to a future that never materialized. The garage doesn't harm anyone, but it's a permanent reminder of opportunity lost. Money that could have improved public transport, parks, or cycling infrastructure instead. Standing in its empty expanse, you feel the weight of ambition colliding with reality, the echo of plans that ignored the city's true heartbeat. It's a silent lesson. Even the best laid plans fail if they ignore how people actually live and move through their city. Amsterdammers chose bikes and trams, not cars. Their choices shaped the city's future, leaving the garage behind as a relic. So the great garage waits, pristine and pointless, a future that never arrived, a space built for a world that Amsterdam outgrew. Sometimes the biggest mistakes are the emptiest, silent, concrete reminders of what happens when we plan for the wrong future. Next, the HSL Zuid, meant to be the Netherlands' high-speed rail link to Brussels and Paris. This ambitious project was envisioned as a shining example of European connectivity, promising to whisk passengers across borders at record speeds and transform the way people traveled between major cities. Billions were spent on new tracks and tunnels, promising a new era of rapid European travel. The scale of investment was staggering, with cutting-edge engineering and state-of-the-art infrastructure designed to rival the best in the world. But the project derailed almost immediately. Delays, technical issues, and mounting costs began to overshadow the initial excitement. The new Italian-built Fira trains were late, unreliable, and literally fell apart in the snow. Mechanical failures and safety concerns plagued the fleet, making headlines and shaking public confidence. Within weeks, the entire fleet was scrapped, leaving a high-speed line with no high-speed trains. The infrastructure stood ready, but the trains it was built for were gone. For years, only regular trains used the expensive new tracks, crawling along at a fraction of the intended speed. The promise of rapid travel faded into frustration for commuters and taxpayers alike. Today, the line works, but it never met its lofty projections. The dream of seamless high-speed journeys across Europe was never fully realized. Passenger numbers and revenue lag far behind the forecasts that justified the cost. The gap between expectation and reality remains a sore point for planners and politicians. The HSL Zuid is a cautionary tale. One bad procurement can cripple a national project. A single misstep in choosing the right trains can undermine years of planning and billions in investment. Riding the line, you sense what might have been, a marvel of engineering haunted by the ghost of the Fira. The echoes of missed opportunity linger with every journey. It's not a total failure, but a deeply flawed success. The line serves its purpose, but never became the transformative force it was meant to be. The lesson? Ambition is vital, but due diligence is everything. Every detail matters when building for the future. Even the fastest tracks can lead nowhere if you buy the wrong train. In the end, the HSL Zuid stands as a reminder. Vision must always be matched by careful execution. In Almere Port, a city built on reclaimed land, I walk through a modern ghost town. Streets are paved, lights installed, but the houses and shops exist only on paper. The 2008 financial crisis halted construction, leaving empty lots and isolated buildings. A city paused mid-dream. Here, ambition collided with economic reality. The infrastructure is ready, but the people never came. Streetlights illuminate fields of weeds, roads lead nowhere. The local government faces a dilemma: wait for better times or rethink the space entirely. Almere Port is a scar left by global forces beyond local control. It's not bad engineering, but a reminder that even perfect plans need stable foundations. Progress is fragile. Cities can be stranded by forces they can't predict. These empty streets are a powerful symbol of broken promises. Sometimes the biggest risks are economic, not technical. Amsterdam's north-south metro line was a bold idea, digging a subway beneath centuries-old canals and fragile houses. The city's unique geography, with its maze of waterways and historic architecture, made the project both an engineering marvel and a logistical nightmare from the very start. Approved in the late 1990s, it was supposed to cost 1.4 billion euros and finish by 2011. Planners promised a modern transit link that would connect the cities north and south, easing congestion and future-proofing Amsterdam's infrastructure. Instead, it became a saga of delays, technical nightmares, and public outrage. Each setback made headlines, fueling skepticism and frustration among residents. Tunneling through Amsterdam's swampy soil caused historic houses to sink, sparking evacuations and halting work. The city's cherished heritage seemed at risk, and the sense of crisis deepened. Costs soared past 3 billion euros, and the project became a byword for mismanagement. The budget overruns and missed deadlines became infamous across the Netherlands. Politicians debated scrapping it, but too much had been spent to turn back. The city was trapped by its own ambition, forced to push forward despite mounting challenges. When it finally opened in 2018, 7 years late, relief replaced celebration. The mood was more exhaustion than triumph, as Amsterdam tried to move on. The line is now a success, transforming city travel. It's become an essential artery, moving thousands daily and reshaping how people experience Amsterdam. But its legacy is tainted by years of disruption and lost trust. Many locals still remember the chaos, noise, and uncertainty that lasted for over a decade. The North-South line shows how even necessary projects can become civic traumas. It's a reminder that progress often comes at a steep social cost. The real cost wasn't just money, but years of anxiety and frustration. For many, the scars of construction linger long after the train has begun to run. It's a triumph, a lesson in Amsterdam's experience is a cautionary tale for cities everywhere. Sometimes the price of progress is paid in public patience and in the memories of those who lived through the upheaval. In Amsterdam's Zuidas financial district, the A10 motorway splits the city's economic heart in two. The Zuidas Dock project aimed to bury the highway, expand the train station, and create green public spaces above. The vision was grand, the price tag enormous, over 2 billion euros. But reality intervened. Rerouting a major motorway and railway proved far more complex and costly than planned. Costs soared, technical challenges mounted, and the project ground to a halt in 2019. Construction sites were abandoned, and the promised transformation stalled. The grand vision is now being scaled back. Less utopia, more compromise. Zuidersdok stands as a warning. Ambition must be matched by realism. Even in the wealthiest districts, budgets are not infinite. The disconnect between political dreams and engineering reality is stark. Sometimes, the most expensive projects end up as monuments to overreach. In the end, the city will get an upgrade, but not the one it was promised. From empty garages to stalled highways, these projects are not ancient ruins, but modern reminders of miscalculation. Each tells a story of hubris, economic shocks, or a failure to understand real needs. The same ambition that built the Delta Works also built these white elephants. The lesson is humility. Plans must be flexible, budgets realistic, and people, not concrete, the focus. These failures force tough questions about public spending and the true cost of progress. But they're also teachers, offering invaluable lessons for the future. Even the most advanced societies can get it wrong. Admitting mistakes is the first step to building better. Which of these failed projects surprised you most? Let us know in the comments.